What is up, Bills Mafia? We have 226 days to go until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57, and this channel is going to document every single day leading up to that amazing moment with a video. Right now, it is part 3 of my favorite documentary on the Buffalo Bills. It's long, but it's amazing. You got to watch it. It's totally worth your time. Enjoy it, and I will see you tomorrow.
On January 11th, 1978, Chuck Knox became the 7th head coach in Buffalo Bills history. Knox was a proven winner with an outstanding track record. 5 consecutive NFC West Division titles with the Los Angeles Rams.
We have a program. It's a sound program. It's a winning program. It's tested. It's proven.
I think he's going to start the adrenaline moving with the Bills, and this is what we need.
I think I've been one of the Bills' better fans, and I haven't missed a game since the Bills been here. And as far as the Bills are concerned, I don't think they like to lose any more than I do.
The foundation of Knox's philosophy was defense. He built through the draft, choosing Lucius Sanford in the 4th round in 1978. And then a year later, selecting Jim Haslett and Fred Smerlas, both in the 2nd round. In addition, Knox brought in veterans from his championship teams with the Rams.
He brought in guys like Isaiah Robertson, Bill Simpson, Preston Denard. They went out later on and got Phil Villapiano, Lawrence McCutcheon. He brought in players that he knew he could count on. He had rookies that he let play. He let guys like Fred Smerlas, Jim Haslett, Shane Nelson. He let these guys develop into great players.
At the time he came in, we were kind of down and needed to be built up. He brought in some players that made a big difference in us and turned us around quicker than the players that were there anticipated, and got rid of some guys that weren't participating the way they should have been. And he was able to bring out the player in the player.
Knox constructed the Bills carefully with thoughtful planning and preparation. Opening day, 1980. The opponent, the Miami Dolphins. Enough said.
Well, 1970 to 1980, that's all you really need. 2 times a year for 10 years, 20 in a row, and that pretty much stunk.
The Bills had been Miami's whipping boy for what? They lost 20 games in a row. And so, it was just an embarrassment to the community. So now the Dolphins come in with Don Shula, and they're ready to win another game.
It played right into all the insecurities that Buffalonians have. It played right into that feeling of inferiority. Everyone hates us. No one gives us a break. The NFL is always out to screw us.
On that picture postcard Sunday in Western New York, the Bills exercised 10 years of demons. Nothing would diminish the emotional release that accompanied the thorough pounding of the hated Dolphins.
Ferguson rolling out, looking, throws toward the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Caught by Rosen on left. A leg grab for the touchdown. And pandemonium reigns at Rich Stadium. The streak is over. Long live the streak.
The players left the locker room and went back onto the field 15, 20 minutes after the game because the people wouldn't leave. They were still in the stands. There was 80,000 people in the stands.
A couple of guys put the goalposts on their shoulders and marched it up to Ralph Wilson's box and said, "Look what we have for you, Ralph." It was incredible.
Grown men were frolicking around like children because the players got it. They understood what the end of this streak meant. Ding dong, the wicked Dolphins were dead.
Buffalo's got a spirit, talking proud. Listen up, and you'll hear it talking.
The victory over Miami was just the beginning. 4 more wins followed. The Bills, with a 5-0 record, were alone at the summit of professional football. The Bills were setting the terms of engagement on both sides of the ball. A nasty defense, a dominant running game that featured rookie 1,000-yard rusher Joe Cribbs. The Bills had become a civic treasure, a spirited reflection of a hard-working blue-collar city that celebrated the old-fashioned virtues like integrity, responsibility, and reliability. On the final Sunday of the 1980 season, the Bills played for their first division championship in 14 years.
The top-rated defense in the NFL has got to dig in now, or the season could be lost. The Bills need to hold them to win their first division title since '66. 2 seconds to play. There's the long throw toward the end zone, and it is deflected, incomplete, and the game is over, and the Bills have won the division championship. What a dramatic finish in the fog and the rain of San Francisco.
Buffalo's got a spirit, talking proud.
The Buffalo Bills in 1980, we're talking proud. Proud of being in Buffalo. Everybody in Buffalo got an uplifting from the fact that we won a division the first time in 15 years, and they were playing this song, We're Talking Proud, all over Buffalo.
The AFC Divisional Playoffs. Joe Ferguson, playing on a badly sprained ankle, valiantly represented the aspirations of a team and a community. Statistics may measure a quarterback, but Ferguson showed the courage that measures a man. His heroic effort was not enough. Late in the fourth quarter, the dream of playoff glory turned into a nightmare. The Bills had lost in heartbreaking fashion, yet that singular moment of despair did not extinguish the winning flame that now burned brightly in Buffalo. 1981 proved to be another strong year, as the Bills were now solidly entrenched as one of the NFL's top teams. A miracle finish against division rival New England was the highlight of the regular season.
12 seconds left. Dropping back in the pocket, looking. There's the Hail Mary, headed for the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown! Caught for a touchdown! I don't believe it! Never in my life have I seen an ending like this one. The Bills are alive.
That was the catalyst, as the Bills won 4 of their final 5 games to reach the playoffs for the second consecutive season.
Ferguson dropping back to throw. He fires to Lewis. He's got it. Down to the 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he is in for the touchdown. Ferguson dropping back. He throws. That's a touchdown to Frank Lewis.
The Bills seized the moment, but as was the case in San Diego 1 year earlier, the outcome hinged on one dramatic play with time stealing away.
And oh, what drama in Shea Stadium. 10 seconds left. Richard Todd looking. He throws it, intercepted by Bill Simpson. And with 2 seconds left, the Bills are going to win it.
The Bills had their first playoff victory since 1965. The season ended the following week with a loss in Cincinnati. But under Chuck Knox, the Bills had emerged as a significant force on the NFL landscape. They were poised to take yet another step forward in 1982. '82 proved to be a decisive year for the Bills franchise. A players' strike shortened the schedule to 9 games. Buffalo ended the season with 3 consecutive losses and failed to make the playoffs. The status of head coach Chuck Knox lingered like a dark cloud as the Bills struggled through the disappointing finish.
Ralph Wilson had offered me a new contract, and I respectfully declined. I just felt that I wanted to get out of there. I didn't know where I was going to go.
just wanted to move on. I think he wanted to get back closer to the West Coast, and I think at that time, Seattle kept coming up. He wanted to get back to the West Coast.
But I think more than anything, he got to the point where he felt he had taken it as far as he could. The team was starting to decline. I don't think he saw any improvement on the horizon. He didn't want to rebuild.
Kay Stevenson, the quarterback's coach under Knox, was named the new head man.
When Kay Stevenson got the job after Chuck left, we felt good about it because Kay had been there through Chuck's regime. At that time, we were a football team that was kind of going downhill anyway, and so we didn't have a lot of good football players on the team at that time.
The first year they went 8-8 under Kay Stevenson, I think the team felt that they still were competitive.
The highlight of the 1983 season was a record-setting performance by Joe Ferguson at the Orange Bowl in Miami.
Ferguson drops back to throw, looks toward the end zone, throws, a man is there, touchdown! And the crescendo war starts up here in the Orange Bowl. Miami blitzes, here's Ferguson looking, he throws long down the left side for Franklin, touchdown!
Ferguson completed 38 passes for 419 yards and 5 touchdowns. His 5th scoring pass came with 23 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter, and the Bills trailing by 7.
Ferguson waiting for the snap. He rolls out to the right. He throws, touchdown, Joe Cole. Here's the try by Joe Danello. Waiting. There's the put down, the kick. It's long enough, and it is good. And the Bills have beaten the Miami Dolphins in the Orange Bowl for the first time since 1966.
Following the Miami victory, Kay Stevenson won only 6 more games as the Bills' head coach. After 4 consecutive losses to open the 1985 season, Stevenson was replaced by defensive coordinator Hank Bulla. Bulla was only in his first season in Buffalo. He faced an insurmountable challenge.
Bulla, I don't think that there was any sense that this was the man to take us anywhere. He had no track record. He had nothing to show that he had ever led a team to anywhere other than in college. And again, he inherited a bad team from Kay Stevenson. By that time, the team had Vince Ferragamo and Bruce Matheson as its quarterbacks, and these guys were not proven pros.
There was a 46-game stretch from 1983 through 1986 in which the Bills won only 7 games.
There were jokes going around, did you hear the Bills got a new coach? His name is Win One Soon. There were knock-knock jokes. Knock, knock, who's there? 0-8. 0 and who?
Civic pride had taken a hit. Bills fans were no longer talking proud. Following the 1983 season, a high-profile draft choice shunned the team and the city.
Buffalo selects quarterback Jim Kelly, Miami of Florida.
At the time, as a place I really didn't want to go. I didn't know much about the team. And of course, at the time, the Bills weren't doing very well. And of course, I wasn't thinking about going to Buffalo, and I ended up not going to Buffalo.
I think the feeling among the fans when Jim Kelly refused to come to Buffalo was that, we can't get anybody. Nobody wants to come here. How are we ever going to get better?
The Bills screwed up again. That's the way the people saw it, the fans saw it.
The 1985 draft provided a glimmer of hope. The Bills selected defensive end Bruce Smith with the 1st overall pick. And then in the 4th round, they took wide receiver Andre Reed. No one could have foreseen it at the time, for those were dark days in Buffalo. Yet, the drafting of Reed and Smith proved to be the initial step in a turnaround that would propel the Bills to elite status in the NFL.